I watched the Vlad TV and Gilbert Arenas interview. Carcino, what's up, bro? Salute to you. I see you doing your thing. Y'all go over there and subscribe. Trust me. Carcino breakdown. Y'all can call it hate. You can call it whatever. But I played the game. But the breakdown that he's having on these Lakers and how they're standing straight up and how they're not playing defense, I'll be rolling on the floor laughing. So go over there and check out my boy Carcino for life. Go subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Even if you hate the Lakers, you need to go over there and just look at why you guys are losing. And there's no hate in that. He has a right to say what he's saying. It's not hate. But anyway, uh, and pro basketball updates, and Ticket TV. They're the same people, but it's two different channels. Go check them out. Also, Carcino got One Crack News. And definitely go check out my boy's self-talk clips. Got dang on bus life clips, self-talk clip. Hey, self-talk the goat, boy. Clip. I appreciate it, y'all. Boy, go. Hey, look, just Google self-talk. I don't think nobody know who self-talk is, but Google self-talk and then follow anything that say self-talk. Clip, whip, step. Self-talk, god dang, boy. Listen here, man. You gonna have to let me learn the editing skills now. What you say? Never late when you always on time. That's what I'm talking about. Well, listen, man. I've been trying to since yesterday, right? Last night, I saw DJ Vlad talk to Gilbert Arenas, right? And the interesting thing about it is Vlad has been FaceTiming me and calling me about an interview. Um, but I've had my reservations with it because of a few situations that happened. I don't want to bring that back up, but I had my reservations with doing the interview. So when it was brought to my attention that he wanted to do the interview, I'm like, nigga, I'm just standing next to RZA at an event. I like the opportunity. He gonna bring me an audience of 4.8 million people or something like that. But I'm battling with the situations because I'm like, this will be the first time he interviews somebody that's just a man and not a rapper and not a entertainer, and that's not gonna come like a celebrity. Uh, other than no, I take that back. He interviewed a couple other people that wasn't a celebrity entertainer, but the first time a person that was an entertainer and celebrity that's saying I'm not that, I'm just a man, and I could have really broke down to him this man shit and the imagery that they're putting out about black young males that do great things. The Breakfast Club never spoke my name until they were talking about my murderous daddy. Vlad TV never spoke my name until I go viral on the internet for Mama's Cooking. Dr. Boyce Watkins never spoke my name until I entered into a space where it took some money out of his pocket. Hassan Campbell has never mentioned my name, never said disparaging words like, don't compare me to a basketball player, until I entered in a space that affected their pockets. So when I came to YouTube, I said this shit was about money. I said it's not more about racism, it's about money. And I can detail out that Vlad TV is the first white boy that has talked about the Busty Bus. Every other person has been black, and they did it for money. And so I said, it's something about me. I always get in trouble for telling the truth. This world ain't built on people that tell the truth. This world is built on crooks, criminals, and liars. So that's why I used to be quiet in most of the rooms that I was in, because I knew you didn't want to hear what the fuck I had to say. Because what I have to say is going to contradict and make it look like everything you doing is fucked up and you shouldn't be doing it. And it's going to detail why. Because I was connected to old people that said you don't bend, you don't fold, and you don't lay on no motherfucking white man lap, Kevin Hart, and then brag about making a fucking $1 billion. It's just certain shit you don't do. I was raised by niggas that raised me in a way that you don't do certain things. And in this world now, it's so accepting to do everything as long as it's a bag that come behind it. You justify any behavior with money. You justify any man you with for money. You justify any girl you got for money. So this shit ain't about race no more. This shit about classism and this shit about money. And let me tell you why it's about classism. I never fit the bill my whole life. I wasn't bankable for white folks. Imagine if I was white. Imagine if I was Asian. DJ Vlad sat up there and said to Gilbert Arenas, and Gilbert Arenas is from the West Coast. And there's no offense to the West Coast, but us niggas raised different in the South. Families migrated from this racist shit from the South to go out West to get a little bit different treatment. In the South, nigga, they try to make you know your place. I'm from an era where the best quarterbacks were black and they turned them into wide receiver because the coach son got to play that. The coach son got to be Tom Brady. So you never got to see Russell Wilsons and Cam Newtons and people like that, because where I'm from, that is a job designed for white boys. So I talk and walk the way I talk because I know a real life, nigga, and it might be a different perspective than yours. But nigga, when I say I bought my mama a house and I'm proud of that, I don't give a fuck about no buzz title. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I was raised by old niggas that told me a man provide and protect. And ain't there a woman, ain't there a child, ain't there nobody did this to around me. They said I'm supposed to provide and protect. And since 14, I've been going to motherfucking get it. Vlad. Since 14, I can't see a white boy that can measure up my life. You heard that song? My life, my life. Since 14, when it got real, I didn't go to jail. I didn't take the easy way out. I went to work, nigga. I was there to see my mama cry. I was there to see her smile. I was there to see the birthdays. I was there to see everything, nigga. Because I was present. So yeah, nigga, when you talk about me, you gonna talk about me in a way that you gonna respect me like them white boys, nigga. Cause you know why? I can't see a white boy that you could put in my position and they can do what the fuck I did. And that's why I know I'm a hell of a nigga. It just ain't no black boy magic. But you in the presence of magic. Imagine going from a homeless shelter. Imagine having a murderous daddy. Imagine having no shoes on your feet. Imagine sitting in a cheese line with white people, black people, Mexican people. Imagine still having a motherfucking dream, nigga. Imagine. And you want me to think somebody above me? Imagine that. A nigga since 14 been going to get it? Imagine that. A nigga since 19 been a millionaire? Imagine that. And I've been black the whole time doing it. In a system where a white boy will talk about me and only make me specific to a game. But see, I know a different game. And I know a real game. Imagine if I was a white boy that came through a homeless shelter and a cheese line. Imagine how they would have shaped the story. Every motherfucking story has been negative about me. But imagine if I was white. coming through a homeless shelter, a cheese line, being white, and then becoming the #1 draft pick out of high school. Imagine what they would have said. Imagine not only coming out of a homeless shelter where your brothers are going to prison for selling drugs and they kicking in your door every 2, 3 goddamn seconds. Imagine that boy graduating with honors. Imagine that young Vlad, you forgot that part. I graduated with honors. Yeah, Good Academy High School. There's also some public records you can look up about me. I told you niggas you gonna prove I'm a hell of a nigga, and I meant that shit. It's public records. Glen Academy High School, I graduated with honors from a homeless shelter and a cheese line from a single mother that was married to a man that was a murderer. So what's your excuse? I said you was going to prove I'm a hell of a nigga, and I knew this was quicksand, and I knew you was coming. Imagine if I was white. Would they be talking about expectations from a #1 draft pick that never got the fucking ball? Would they actually tell the truth? Because there are also some other expectations for a #1 draft pick. Guess what happens to most #1 draft picks? They give them the keys to the arena. They give them the goddamn ball. And they say it's your show to sink or swim. Now you tell me how the fuck I do that in 14 fucking minutes. Since you want to keep bringing this conversation about fucking basketball. But I was waiting on a white boy big enough to talk. Because this ain't about basketball I've been talking about ever. This is about the image of the black male. Where is the black boy magic? I am the #1 motherfucking draft pick out of high school, made history in the Guinness Book of World Records, and you know him as a bust. Why? Imagine if I was a black girl. Imagine if I was a black woman where they could not write a negative article, where they have to say something positive, where it goes with the narrative of black girl magic. Imagine if I was a black woman. I would have my own fucking commercial every day. But a black man that made history, you let a weak weasel call him a bust that didn't have a job. Now, Vlad, why is this black man the first in history where a sports news analyst went to high schools and colleges, sir? Thank you for opening me up to your 4.8 million people. And I hope some of these white people hear this shit. How you guys lynch black males in the media. How no matter what we do, we gotta be perfect plus plus. A black motherfucking man was the #1 draft pick, and you son of a bitches wrote every story impossible negative about a motherfucker that most of you never met. Sally Jenkins. How can these things be true? How can I have a motherfucking plaque on my wall that say honor roll, but I need a motherfucker to help me do the dry cleaning? You guys had the perfect racket. You made the #1 draft pick look like Kevin Hart without the white man holding him and sitting on his lap. Every motherfucking article you wrote made it seem like I was weak. Every picture you post on the internet, it make me look like I'm sad. Because y'all don't want to talk about the economics. Yeah.